maybe I should bring y'all over here closer to where I'm at so that I can talk to y'all while I'm working, because I got things going through my mind. Sometimes when I got things going through my mind, I kind of like to share them with y'all. I'm a little bit of a crazy person. You may have, if you're new to my channel, you might not know that. But I was born in an age where we were taught apocalyptic thinking, meaning that we were convinced that the world was going to come to an end. Now, pretty much we thought Jesus was going to come back and it was going to come to an end that way. But we also thought there was a pretty good chance that the Russians was going to blow us all up with an atom bomb. So we learned to live and think in a way that involved preparedness. And preparedness often meant we dig a hole in the ground and have a what do you call them things that you go down to the ground to avoid the tornadoes in? A storm shelter or something like that, a bomb shelter. They call it a bomb shelter. And people would stock food, they put canned goods and stuff down in there, and guns and weapons and various things to help you survive after the human race had more or less been basically annihilated and there was only a few people left to live, and those would have been the ones living in the hole in the ground. Having thought that way, I still think that way a lot of times. And I have thoughts like, well, I could live in this. And a good example, that place down in Georgia, there's a shed that I built down there, another one that I insulated and wired. And I've thought a lot of times, yeah, I could live in this. Right here, I've got a water supply out front. I could put a water wheel out there. I could power a generator. I could live in this. I think that way because, I don't know what kids think is going to happen. I think kids think that the world is going to be destroyed by pollution. I think they're pretty sure that plastic is going to take over the world. The ice caps are going to melt. The oceans are going to flood. And they're pretty sure the end is going to come. I think the reality is that the end is going to come when the end comes, if it comes. But not so much because of us. We tend to think that we're mighty enough to end the whole world. If we just mess up good enough, we can end everything. But the reality is God's in control, and God, if there's ever going to be an end, God's going to decide when that's going to happen. It's not going to be because people use plastic drinking straws or anything like that. But where was I going with that? But anyway, so I got up this morning. Of course, it's a complete change of direction, but that's not unusual for me. I got up this morning, I watched this last week's sermon from Perry Noble at Second Chance Church down in Anderson, South Carolina. Now, I started watching this church, this services, and watching Perry, and got to know him while we were staying down in Georgia last year. And this morning, he preached on a subject that I have never ever heard a preacher preach on. And I spent most of my life in church. Most of my young life I went to church. Mom and Dad made sure I was in church every time the doors open. I heard a lot of preachers during all the years. Never heard a preacher preach on what he preached on this morning. If I was y'all, if you have any curiosity at all, I'd go find Perry Noble's sermon. It was, I think it was titled, "I Love My Church Number 2." He tends to, preach in series, and he'll make a series. Last series we called Dead Man Walking. That was a really good one. This series is I Love My Church, and this was I Love My Church Number 2. So if y'all want to go on, you can find it on YouTube. Just go and look that up and listen to him for the first 10 minutes or so, and then let me know if you've ever heard a preacher preach on that. And if you have, I will be amazed, because I don't think a preacher's ever preached on that. If he has, I'm not aware of it. But what was I talking about?